Hello, good morning, or whatever time you're joining me. This is your reading for Friday, April 4th, 2025. 4-4 is 4-4. So, as always, I am intending for 3 cards to come through to give you guys whatever you need to know for the day. And of course, it won't be accurate for everyone, but if it's not, just take it as a lesson in card meanings. So Friday, April 4th. Right there. Ooh, 10 of Cups in the morning. Oh, yay. Maybe a lot of you are getting to sleep in. Maybe you're cuddling with some fur babies or some other loved ones. And 10 of Cups, Knight of Wands. And then the Page of Wands. All right, so it's one of those days, I would say, where it's all about how much happiness can you bring in, even if you've been raised by a dysfunctional family. You've been able to follow your own path, and even though the energy might not be very stable because it's a lot of fire, it still has the big container with the 10 of Cups, that big old container of water, which is all about relationships. It's all about loving. It's all about opening our hearts. And I truly believe that no matter what we've come through or we've been exposed to, that we have the power inside of ourselves to turn everything around. You just have to follow your own heart. You have to tune into your own energy and be in that power. So, wow. Now, with the Page of Wands, so this is our theme for the day, the Knight of Wands. But with the Page of Wands, this is a lot of enthusiasm. The pages tend to be messengers. And so this could be somebody that you're hanging out with, and they inspire you so much that you get going in a different direction, or you finally get going. It's more likely that you would get going in the direction that you've been wanting to go, but you maybe just didn't have the courage. And then maybe it's like 2 or 3 people said the same thing in the same day. Maybe you get something from me, and then you listen to another reader, and then another one, and we all said the same perfect thing that was perfect for you. And so you can just go. Whatever it is that you were wondering about, you can go with. It's time to go. And this is especially, true for anyone with the fire sign. Aries, Leo, or Sag. Now, the only way we could get in trouble with this is if we're feeling kind of directionless, and if that's the case, we have to know that comes from the past. It comes from trying to process through a dysfunctional family environment that you grew up in, and don't take it personally. It's just something that you came in to heal, you brought in to heal this lifetime, and you want to identify it, but don't identify with it because it's not who you really are. And when you get that lesson, you're free. Okay? All right. So let's look at the astrology. Here we go. And again, I have it set for 5 a.m. Pacific. Let me bring it out a little bit there. You can see the moon's in Cancer. And so for the early morning and late, for probably up to noon. Wait, 7, maybe 10 a.m. We're in the first decan of the sign, so we're developing a foundation. In Cancer, the energy is all about how do we feel, what are we intuiting, what are we getting psychically, what are we empathing, which is, all the chakras open and you're feeling, you're getting it all. But most of all, how can you become more secure in your own life? And we use our feelings to get there, because that's how we tune into like what's really going on. Also with Cancer, with the moon in Cancer for today, for this morning. See how the moon's at 7 and Ceres is at 15? So for most of the entire day, and if not into the evening, well, let's see, I'd have to go, about another 8 degrees. We're talking, it only goes a half a degree an hour, so all day. We have this trine. I don't know if you can see this blue line here from the moon up to Ceres. So that brings through the energy of a lot of energy, just moving more quickly than normal. And so we've got a real strong connector here to your intuition, and then connected to that Piscean energy that with Ceres that wants to protect what you have secured in the past. And especially when it comes to empathing, you've had experiences and you can trust your feelings. You know that you can tune in more with your animals and loved ones. Anything that you protect is Ceres' domain. And then also, because Cancer rules the tummy, chest and breast and tummy, with Ceres, we are connected to food and cooking and farming and shopping and all that stuff. And growing food is a very Cancerian quality. And nurturing people with food, nurturing yourself with, a healthy diet would bring in the South Node in Virgo in the past. So that's nice there. And then with all this energy, all this Cancer energy, but Mars, we still have all those trines connected to everything over here, because now Mars is at 24 degrees. Mars has been direct, so it's going to make it back to Leo where it was before, but that won't happen, I think, until it's April 18th. And yeah, it is. I'm looking at my notes here. April 18th, and then, but it won't get out of, we're still in the retro shade. We have to get past 6 degrees of Leo, and that won't happen until May 2nd. Hopefully, that's when Leon leaves Washington. Hopefully. So there's that. And all of this energy up here connecting could be like the sixth side with Cancer. We do have sometimes people who are patriotic on the wrong side, but they're just like dogmatic patriotic, kind of like patriotic or dogmatic religion. You apply that to politics, and you've got the dark side of the Trump cult, all of that. So there's a connection there, and I think that the news is going to continue, because remember, we've got this sesquisquare here from Pluto to Jupiter that I was talking about. That's going to be for quite some time, and there's those disruptions to power. Okay, this started yesterday, so April 3rd, and then for as long as this aspect lasts, we're going to have disruptions to power in government. That all bodes well, I think, between... I'm not going to spend the time to go through day by day to figure out when this aspect is done, but wouldn't it be interesting if it's done like when what's-his-face leaves? When Leon leaves, that would definitely go with the Jupiter square Ceres, because Ceres can bring in grief and separation. We won't be grieving, but we'll love the separation if the crazy man in Washington leaves. And this Jupiter right here, it's right on Trump's sun. I think his sun's at 22. Well, it's on his south node. Uranus, south node, sun, that whole conglomerate there. So yeah, disruptions to his plans. Then again, I bet you anything, don't you guys think he's probably sick of Leon? I bet you anything. So there's that. We still have the sextile, the double sextile that we had yesterday. So we still have the opportunities to manifest very powerfully on the personal level. And politically, it's going to keep bringing out the facts that will help more and more people move away from the autocratic dictator, tater-tot, whatever, all that. And with all of these sextiles, wow, look at that. Saturn, sextile Uranus. Uranus tends to break things open and create change. It is the great awakener and the change agent. And sextiling Saturn, Saturn's a government. This is going to be proof. You guys are going to love this. As the days go by, just keep watching. And how people always say, a lot of people that are taught astrology, that the blue aspects are harmonious. Well, no, they aren't. They're connectors. Any astrologer that's been around looking at transits for any length of time will start to realize that nah. And I don't play so much into the red, the squares and the oppositions. I just see them as decisions and challenges to make decisions, and then the oppositions are just confrontations, and they will lead to breakthroughs. So that's not bad. Unless you're working things on the dark side, which then everything's bad. Especially when you've got, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 sextiles onto Uranus. Uranus is the slower moving planet here. So we've got Mercury sextile Uranus. We have Venus and Saturn and, just Venus and Saturn. So why? Oh, because of the North Node. Yeah, it's the North Node too. So we're all headed in this direction of coming full circle from the past. And, of course, the past is over here with all those facts. Who was working what, where, and doing what, when, and, all those things. More and more is coming out about, Signal Gate, and it's not over, and it's not going to be over for a long time. And, we'll see how long that all takes to resolve. But how does it resolve when I think it's going to lead to Tulsi Gabbard being busted as a connection to Russia. And shoot, wouldn't that be great if little Mikey Johnson got busted too? Because we know he's been hooked up with Russian money for years and years. So yeah. And then maybe some truth will come through about cyber attacks, right? I mean, NATO's been working on that for a long time, like getting clear on what's going on there. And yeah, so it could come from multiple sources when it finally all breaks through. Multiple sources where the information is the same, and so they can confirm, this really happened. Then working together, that would bring through the disruption. Pluto in Aquarius could be the power of many nations working together, networking together, that disrupts, some big plan that was just in the mental levels of not necessarily anything good, because Jupiter's normally when it comes to us working, in our own lives, Jupiter's great for creative visualization. So is Neptune, and it's good for growth and learning in your higher mind and spiritual law and having faith in yourself and creating whatever you want, because it's based in your belief system. But when we have this disruptive aspect here to Pluto, if you're not working in the light, the dark side of Jupiter is waste and excess and just gambling, too much risk. And it's the dark side of religion, and it's people who are just looking to get what they want for themselves, so they're super extravagant, and then they're constantly overextending themselves. And then on the other dark part of the dark side, they're lazy, just really lazy. So people with lazy minds, people who are putting crap out there, being mean to each other, there's going to be a disruption to their ability to abuse power, their own power that way. So I won't mind seeing that. Jupiter on the dark side is also somebody very conceited, right? So, and you can see this with, this planet is on Trump's, stellium in his, well, here, hold on. Rather than go to his chart in this thing, here we go. Well, this was the lunar eclipse. Let's see, do I have that right there? Maybe if I set it still. Yeah, there we go. So this was the lunar eclipse, March 14th. Here's Trump's stellium up here. So here's his sun, natally at 22 degrees. North node's at 20. Uranus is at 17. At that point, Jupiter was at 13. So this could be his laziness and his overindulgence and his, just all over the place. That can be, it could trigger into some soul shocks, because I look at Uranus in a natal chart as being a person's where they're enlightened, but they've also received soul shocks. And Uranus is up here on his, north node now. It's like over here. Algol's right up here too. Anyway, I won't stay on his chart any longer than just to show you how Jupiter's here in the 10th house, kind of blowing up things. And now it's at 16 degrees. So when it gets to, so now it's really close to Uranus. When it gets to 20 and 22, we'll be right there on his sun. I don't think Jupiter on his sun is going to give him the expansive life that he's, well, it'll expand in a different direction. Right off the planet. Wouldn't that be nice? He certainly isn't doing any good here. Okay, so the moon is also, see this little semi-square here to Uranus? So when we have a semi-square, there's indecision and there's friction. If you're not sure which way to go yet, just take your time. It's no big deal. Go slow, take your time. We do have so much Aries energy, and now with the moon and Mars in Cancer, Aries energy goes one step forward, two steps back. Cancer energy crabs side to side. We can kind of, we're feeling our way through it. It's okay. You take your time. But then again, just keep trying. Feel the fear and do it anyway. As long as you're not intending on hurting yourself or anyone else, I really doubt you're going to make any major mistake. So, okay, well, that's all I have for today. Thanks, you guys. Bye.